Chapter 8. Bringer of Unwelcome News. Monica returned to the castle aboard an automated flying car powered by aeroharmonics technology, a concept first envisioned by the reformed Dr. Jamming and later perfected by his grandson. The vehicle glided silently through the air, its journey smooth and effortless. Yet despite the marvel of the technology carrying her home, Monica's troubled expression did not go unnoticed. Gaius watched her carefully, concern knitting his brow. Before he could speak again, Tilly gently tapped Monica on the shoulder, drawing her attention back to the present and to Gaius's unspoken question. Monica blinked and exhaled softly. I'm all right, Gaius, she said at last. I just have a lot on my mind. Gaius was not entirely convinced. If you will forgive my asking, my queen, he said calmly, what is troubling you? She hesitated, her gaze drifting to the city below before she finally spoke. For one thing, I truly dislike the idea of attending a hunting expedition with Lady Medici and her sons, she admitted, her tone carefully measured. Even my father warned me never to associate with that family. Her sons are notorious for causing trouble, yet they escape consequences that would see a commoner arrested without hesitation. She paused, then added quietly, and I fear she entertains the notion that I might consider marrying one of them. Gaius folded his hands, his voice adopting a pragmatic edge. Regardless of personal feelings, my queen, the matter of succession cannot be ignored, he said gently. Once you come of age, securing an heir will be of vital importance to the stability of the kingdom. Monica turned to him, resolve sharpening her expression. If I am ever to take a husband, Gaius, he must be worthy of that role, she replied firmly. He must place the needs of others above his own, and he must treat me as an equal, not as a prize nor a means to power. As she spoke, her thoughts betrayed her. An image surfaced unbidden of someone who embodied every one of those qualities, yet belonged to another time entirely. Her voice softened to a whisper. Max. The name lingered in the air, heavy with longing and quiet sorrow. In that moment, Monica was painfully aware that the man who had once stood beside her as an equal now existed only in memory, and that the future she faced would never allow their paths to cross again. At the sound of Max's name slipping from the Queen's lips, Gaius paused. In that fragile moment, he sensed an opening, one he had both anticipated and dreaded. Speaking of Max, my queen, he said carefully, I have uncovered some details of his life. Monica's attention sharpened at once. She turned to him, hope and apprehension interwoven in her expression. Tell me, she urged softly, did he manage to live a full life after Griffin's defeat? Gaius's posture stiffened, the weight of what he was about to say settling heavily upon him. I am afraid he is no longer among the living, my queen. Monica inclined her head, accepting the truth with quiet realism. I expected as much, she said after a moment. It was over a century ago, after all. She paused, then continued, her voice steadier than her heart. What I wish to know is whether he found happiness. I want to know if he experienced love and established a family. I would like to meet his descendants, if there are any, and ensure his legacy is honoured as it deserves to be. She drew a breath. How old was he when he died? Gaius hesitated. His gaze flicked between the document in his hand and the young queen before him, whose composure now felt heartbreakingly fragile. Swallowing hard, he spoke. 14, my queen. The words struck like a physical blow. 14, Monica repeated, disbelief hollowing her voice. The age echoed painfully. The same age she had been when their paths had first crossed. It was the same age at which his life had come to an end. Silence enveloped the cabin, heavy and absolute. He never had the chance to truly live, Monica murmured at last, her voice barely more than a breath. In that quiet moment, something within her dimmed, a future that had once shimmered with possibility, now revealed as forever unrealized. The past, so vivid in her memories, felt suddenly fragile, its promise extinguished far too soon. Regaining her composure, the Queen pressed on, her voice steady despite the storm beneath it. "And what of Tren?" Monica asked quietly. "She belonged to our time. There must be records of her, some trace." Gaius did not hesitate. "I regret to say, my queen, there is nothing. There are no birth records, no registered residences, nor any mentions in the census or local accounts. She is entirely unaccounted for." Frustration flared across Monica's face. "I can't accept that, Gaius. Tren was real to me. We had our secret owl calls, shared meals together. I even thought about giving her address once." Her voice tightened. "I remember her because she existed. She was part of my life." "I do not doubt your memories, my queen," Gaius replied gently. Then with careful deliberation he continued, "But consider this. When you spoke of your journey a century into the past to repair the timeline, you noted that some details changed, subtly, yet undeniably. You once told me that the great sage Crest was originally a man. In our present history, however, his apprentice, Lynn, assumed the title to preserve the legacy and became a crucial ally in the war against Griffin." "That's true," Monica said softly, the memory resurfacing with clarity. Gaius nodded. "Another example lies beneath our very feet. You explained that aeroharmonics technology did not exist in your original timeline. Yet now, we sit in a flying car powered by it, a cornerstone of modern society." Monica's fingers curled against the seat. "What are you suggesting?" she asked, already sensing the answer. "My queen," Gaius said cautiously, "while your actions restored the timeline and saved countless lives, is it not possible that some elements were unintentionally altered or lost entirely?" The implication struck Monica with devastating force. "Are you saying," she whispered, "that my interference in the past may have caused Tren's existence to be, erased?" The thought was unbearable. It eclipsed even the grief she felt for Max, replacing it with something far more harrowing. The idea that someone she loved had not merely died, but had been undone, unwritten. It was as if she had never experienced it before. Speech deserted her as the enormity of it settled in. Gaius watched the weight of the revelation descend upon her, his expression betraying a rare crack in his composed exterior. "This has taken a heavy toll upon Her Majesty," he said quietly, turning to the handmaidens. "Lisa, Tilly, upon our return, escort the Queen directly to her chambers. She requires rest. Tomorrow she must meet with the townspeople, and she will need all her strength." "At once, Master Gaius," the handmaidens replied in unison, their tone solemn As the flying car continued its steady course toward the castle, Monica retreated inward. Her thoughts became a tangle of grief and guilt, mourning one friend whose life had ended far too soon, and another who might have been erased from existence altogether. One loss born of time, the other, perhaps, of her own actions. Braced against the tide of sorrow, the young queen stared ahead in silence, carrying the weight of lives saved and lives lost in a future forever changed.